This is Ibrahim the bear. He loves listening to his music on his way home from the park. One day, Ibrahim wasn't paying attention and he hit his head really hard on a heavy tree branch. For a moment, everything went black. When he opened his eyes, everything was out of focus and spinning. His head felt really sore and he had a big bump. We all bump our heads from time to time. Most of the time, we can get up and walk it off. But sometimes we may need support from a nurse or doctor to check our head is okay. If there is any bleeding, apply pressure on the wound for 5 to 10 minutes, and if it doesn't stop, visit the minor injuries unit. So, when should Ibrahim go to the hospital with a head injury? Normally, if a child has a head injury, cries immediately and is quickly back to their normal self where they are alert and interactive, they do not need to come to hospital. But it's important to monitor for any red flag symptoms for the next few days afterwards. The following are the red flags or most worrying signs when you need to come to the hospital or call 999. After a head injury, children of all ages should come to the emergency department if they vomit 3 or more times within 24 hours of the injury. There has to be at least 10 minutes between each vomit. They are confused or unaware of their surroundings. They cannot remember events or have memory loss for more than 5 minutes. They have lost consciousness, become drowsy or difficult to wake. They have a convulsion, fit or funny turn. They have difficulty speaking or understanding what you're saying. They have weakness in their arms and legs or start losing their balance. They have problems with their eyesight. They have clear fluid coming out of their nose or ears. They have bruising around their eyes, also known as panda eyes, or behind their ears. They do not wake for feeds or cry constantly and cannot be soothed. They are under 1 year of age and have a large swelling or cut bigger than 5 centimeters on their head. You should also consider bringing a child to hospital if the mechanism of injury, the way they hurt themselves, was significant. For example, falling from greater than their own height or being involved in a road traffic collision and displaying any red flag signs. Because Ibrahim blacked out, had blurry vision and seemed confused, his family did well to bring him to the hospital. But now that he has had some tests and rested in the hospital, he feels better and no longer feels dizzy. He is now good to go home. But before he leaves, the doctors and nurses share some important information about what to do at home when a child has a head injury. It is okay for children to go to sleep after being seen for a head injury. However, we recommend regular check-ins to make sure that no red flag symptoms develop over the following 48 hours. Give Calpol, paracetamol, or Nurofen, ibuprofen, for pain or headaches. However, in the 48 hours following the head injury, you should contact a doctor or nurse if your child has a persistent headache that won't go away, or the headache gets worse, and of course, if any red flag symptoms occur. One thing that is important to look out for if your child has a head injury is concussion. Concussion is a temporary injury to the brain, which can be caused by a direct blow or thump to the head, or a blow to another part of the body that causes a sudden jarring of the head. It may not cause any physical damage to the brain, but can affect how the brain functions for a few days. There are 4 important things to know about concussion. And to help remember these things, they all start with R. Recognize, remove, rest, return. Recognize. Symptoms a child may tell you if they have concussion include headache, feeling not quite right. This could be feeling sleepy, dizzy, dazed, sick or slowed down, or more emotional, ringing in their ears, and difficulty concentrating. Remove. You should remove your child from physical activities whilst they recover. Returning to physical activity or sport too soon can prolong the symptoms of concussion, increase the risk of further concussion, increase the risk of other injuries, and affect school performance. A further brain injury before a concussion has fully resolved can lead to more serious damage. Rest. The most important treatment for a concussion is rest. For the first 24 hours, your child should rest from both physical and mental activities. Physical rest. If your child has symptoms of concussion, they should rest from physical activity for at least 14 days, or longer if symptoms continue. They can begin to return to light day-to-day activities as symptoms settle. Mental rest. Spending a long time reading, watching TV, playing computer games, etc. will initially make symptoms worse. After 24 hours of complete rest, these can be gradually reintroduced. School. It is unusual for children to need a long time off school following a minor head injury with concussion symptoms. It is not unreasonable for them to miss a day or two if they continue to feel unwell or their symptoms return during lessons. Make sure that you tell their school and teachers about their concussion. Return. Once any symptoms have settled, and after a minimum of 14 days rest, your child can begin to return to sport and exercise through a graduated Return to Play (GRTP) program. For more information, you can download the Handy app on your phone or search for the Healthier Together website online. They're great at helping you know when to access healthcare and what you can do at home to feel better. Thank you for watching.